This is my TFT Portfolio by me. This is the table of contents. I don't know if you can see it, but I have all of what we're talking about and then and what pages they're going to be on. We're just going to jump right in. This is the way it was set up, the classroom, the way it was set up when I first got there. She has all which like what students would need in this corner, books here and here up front, so they're not like scattered, they're up front, they're still kind of together. She has their folders near their cubbies and their computers in a space that everybody can get to. Back table set up, there's 3, so there's space for kids who need to be in the back and who can focus in the back. She has the class set up like that. So she has like students kind of like in a square, so she can come and talk right here when she's teaching up front. She can come and like focus on these students and grab their attention more. The people that sit in the back, they're kind of more advanced and understand more. They're just kind of like the smarter kids who can be further in the back and like still get what they're learning. They don't have to be up front in it. And these are just kind of like, I guess, like in the middle. Like they can be up front, but they could be up in the back too. Just kind of keep them like neutral, but like these are like her focus students. So this is how it was when we left. I don't know why she changed it. From my opinion, I think she changed it so she could make each couple desks like a Jeep. Because when the last big topic was measurements, so she got them to be like in a safari, so she made Jeeps for the safari, and that we were measuring animals from the safari and different like things about them. So she put like these 3 were in one Jeep and these 4 were another Jeep, so just kind of make them each like row a Jeep, so they had like their own, like they could be into it more. So my wish list has pencils, pens, and erasers, just for basic things that students could need in case they forget one at home or in the other classroom. Like, it's okay, like we got it. Highlighters and colors, just to grab the students' like attention and notes and such. Double-sided tape, masking tape, painter's tape, and duct tape. So I think we need that in the classroom for hanging up signs or hanging up things for like group work, or like how Miss Kiger made each couple desk a Jeep to put like what she was using for the Jeep around the desk. You need tape. Clipboards I think would be really good for group work, or like going around the room, so they could have something hard to write with and not have to take something that's like big like a binder. Seat cushions, I really liked how she had a couple seat cushions, and a couple students got them each day, and they would like go around the room with them. Like they would like start in the front, 2 of them, and they would every student would get one until they was in the back, till the back students got them. And it was really cool to like see how they like really liked them, and it like boosted their learning that day. Like for certain kids, like they just needed that extra oomph. Electric pencil sharpener, because I think they're great, they're wonderful, God made, perfect. Glue sticks and bottles, just in case we're making a foldable or notes, you need to glue something down. Just easy in case like, and nobody wants to carry around a whole glue bottle, so just like have them in the classroom so the students don't have to carry them around. Hand sanitizer, Lysol wipes, and cleaning supplies, just so like right now it's crazy with corona and whatever. Just try to prevent that in the future and prevent kids getting sick so they can stay in school more. Just clean everything. Index cards for in case like a kid finishes early, they can like start making notes for a future test or quiz or something. Sticky notes in case they need to remember to bring something to school, remember to take something home. Just something like add it to our notes in case it needs, like they need to remember it. So just like something that like catches their attention more. Extra folders and binders in case one rips or breaks at school. It's okay, like don't worry, don't panic, we can have a new one right now. Like you don't have to worry about all these papers going everywhere, we can just put them right back in a new binder. Color paper, we had a student in my class this year who always had color paper because it just like enhanced her learning. It like she needed it, like she needed the attention, like it to like grab her attention. Just having a color be different than everything else. It was really cool to like see how she always had color paper and she needed that color paper to like engage and feel like she was okay. So next is student work. So each day, not each day, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, Miss Kiger would read for them for about an hour, and they'd read a couple chapters of a book. So each night, the student would pay attention and go to a Google Classroom that was shared with the whole class, and they'd write what they thought about the book, like characteristics, summary of the book, like inferences, and then we would take all of their summaries and put them in just a big paragraph, like we did here. So these are like a bunch of students' different little summaries. We just added them all together and put them in one big paragraph. And then the next day on the Zoom, we would go over like grammatical errors, be more specific with some things so we could like clearly understand everything and just see like what they got from the reading before and to refresh them for the reading that was about to happen. So these were, we made foldables during the Zoom, since these are my kids' work, but I don't have available access to get these from them, so I just made one myself and used it. Just a different way to teach them while on Zoom. It was really cool to make a foldable, so it was like interactions. We made two, so this is the other one, and this one we used in a future thing I'm going to explain. At the beginning of the math Zooms on Monday, we would do answer a few questions from the SOL. So like this is me working out all the SOL questions, so I was prepared for like answering questions in the Zoom and helping out some students. And next is the pictures from my Zoom. So in this we used the foldable, one of the foldables to answer some questions. So this foldable specifically was about lines and line segments and points. So that's what these questions were based on, and she would put us in breakout groups, and I would help the breakout group I was in try to figure out if it was a line segment, and things like that. So these are more pictures. And then this is my teacher candidate sheet. This is what I did. These are my hours of in school, and these were my hours outside of school. I try to make it to one Zoom a week, if it was the reading or if it was the math. I really tried to come and see like what they were learning just so I could get a feel. So now my best experience. When the shadowing process began, I was very nervous because I had gotten used to being around kindergartners and now I was going to be around fourth graders. My teacher, Miss Kiger, was there for the first day and then got sick and had to miss my first 2 full weeks. On the first day of shadowing, I watched her teach a brand new topic to the students. She was teaching them how to find out how much time had passed between 2 set times. The students would draw a line and put one set on one side of the line and one set of time on the other side of the line. Then they would use mountains of 1-hour increments, hills of 30-minute increments, and rocks of 5-minute increments to tell how much time had passed between the 2 set times. On the second day of shadowing, the students had a substitute who was trying to figure out how Miss Kiger taught them. When I walked in, the substitute was passing out papers for the class to work on together. The substitute was attempting to work out the problems the way Miss Kiger would, but the students weren't understanding it. At this point, I was like, what do I do now? As I began to walk around the room and talk with students about how the teaching was different, and they all told me that it was backwards. I went up and talked to the teacher when all the students were yelling at her and saying that she was doing it wrong. When I got up to the substitute, I had to look at the students and tell them to stop talking so we could figure everything out. We all began a calm discussion about the situation, and I began to communicate with the substitute about how they learned it, and it gave me a chance to teach in my second day. If I could change one thing, I would change the way the year ended. My shadowing did not go as planned at all, and neither did the rest of my senior year. I thought I would be able to finish my high school career with already having a few lessons taught to fourth graders, so I'd be ready for the college, ready for after college. When I was in the classroom, I had a group of kids that would come to the back for math assistance. Those kids soon became the reason I wanted to be a teacher even more. The opportunity that I had with those kids was an absolute blessing. They showed me why becoming a teacher was so important and why I wanted to be one so bad. Changing the way the year ended. would have given me a real opportunity to fully teach a 4th grade class and learn what it takes to be a teacher. Watching Miss Kiger teach a topic that she didn't like was my favorite part. Instead of not caring about the topic, she found a way to bring it to life, and I was hoping I would have the same opportunity in the class. Bringing simple math topics to life and making it reality is a dream I have for my future classroom. I was hoping that I would have the chance to try it out before I left high school. Reflection paper. My time spent shadowing 4th grade was such a great experience. By the end of it all, I got to see all subjects taught to 2 different classes. It taught me that you might have to adapt your plan for other classes so they can still learn the same materials you're teaching the other class. Even though my shadowing got cut short, I learned a lot of different things. Not only did I get to see how to teach in a real-life classroom, but I also got to see different ways to teach in a virtual classroom. Being in the classroom showed me how quick a teacher-to-student relationship can form. Once a relationship is formed, you can take it right to Zoom, and it'll still be there. No matter where the classroom is, some teaching habits can remain the same. While in the classroom, to bring something to reality, you could get students to act it out or do a hands-on activity. During online teaching, you can teach them a story that has to do with a current topic or make a foldable. There are so many different ways to teach in and outside the classroom that can be used different ways to teach. Keeping the students intrigued in the lesson, no matter where the lesson is taking place, is a hard thing to do. Not only do you have to adapt to different ways of learning per student, but also per class as a whole. Being able to go into the classroom gave me not only a chance to get a real feel for things, but also learn how to adapt to per student in different ways and still get the whole class to learn. I never understood the real purpose of why teachers pull certain students away from the whole class until being in the classroom. Students are pulled by the teachers not because of something they have done, but so the students have a person that they can ask questions to easily. A student getting pulled does not mean the student is a bad student. It just gives the student more space so that they can feel focused and finish their work on time. After all the shadowing, I know one thing is for sure. The teacher doesn't give the student a reason to learn, but the student gives the teacher a reason to teach.